You know, I put on my glasses and I've been examining a trend with this Big Brother Naija season. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but everybody in a sort of pairing, whether couple or whatever, they seem to get evicted right after each other. Now, usually it's been week after week, you know, Michael and Jackie, Tegan, Boma, and you know the rest. And now, Nini went out with Saga. I'm Chuey for BellaNaija. We'd like to talk to Nini now.
Nini,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm doing great.
You look great. I'll tell you that for sure.
Thank you.
Sheesh. Wow. You were in. How do we even start, man? Nini, we talked about you a lot. Everybody was talking about you a lot. You're out. How does it feel?
Honestly, overwhelming. There's some negativity, but I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at all the positive things. And yeah, it feels great, honestly. I feel like a bird.
Wow. So you're saying as soon as you came out, you were starting to get hit with negativity already.
Oh, obviously, when I went on social media, I saw a couple of things, but it didn't matter. I didn't even change my mood, I promise you. I was just really excited.
So Nini's just very focused, very. So overall, how was the experience for you? How would you describe your Big Brother Season 6 experience?
Okay, obviously it's a once-of-a-lifetime experience. It was fun, emotional, a roller coaster, but I enjoyed it.
Jeez.
Nothing like I've ever done in my life.
Roller coasters?
Honestly, it was me out of my comfort zone. I've never done anything like that in my life, and it's okay. It was an experience.
Wow. You know, the closest thing I can imagine Big Brother to being is like NYSC camp. I don't know if you ever did NYSC.
I did.
And stayed in the camp for like the whole 3 weeks and never left.
I didn't get to stay in the camp because of my sinuses, but I did go to NYC camp.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I kind of imagine that's what it's like because you're seeing the same person every day. You're interacting with these people. There's an attraction that happens. You get close to some people, and this really out of your comfort zone.
I think it's way more than NYC because NYC, you guys go to your parade and you go do your own thing. But in Big Brother, we're doing the same thing together, same routine.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, so I'm saying it's the closest thing I can.
That's the closest thing. Love people in one space.
Okay, so now you were pretty close to Maria at the beginning, right? Now, how did that wild card reveal and the prank to impress her during her reign, like how did it affect the relationship the both of you share?
Honestly, if I knew Maria was the wild card, I was never going to nominate her, to be frank. And then when I found out she was the wild card, I used to tease her, Maria, I can't trust you anymore. She said, Totoria, I'm sorry. I promise never to lie to you again. So we were good. It didn't change anything to me. Because if I was the wild card, I would play exactly the same game. Obviously, you don't want to get caught. And if Maria is the wild card, fine. I want her to stay. And our reign thing, if Big Brother asks you to do something, you're going to try to do it. And nobody even got hurt. It was just surfaced. And the fake eviction was surfaced too. Not like anybody actually went home or anything. So, yeah, I didn't think it changed how I feel about how it shaped it.
Okay. Now, speaking of pranks, there was another one you pulled very recently.
Yeah.
Man, you like pranks, huh? How did it make you feel watching Saga go through that saga of your disappearance?
Honestly, the torture wasn't just watching Saga, it was more like watching the entire housemate. Perez, Saga, and Angel slept in front of the diary room.
He took it the hardest.
Yes, but he took it the hardest because he was the closest person to me. But like everybody was hot. And when I saw them, they actually saying, "Big brother, you're touching my housemates, big brother." Because they were sleeping there and I was so worried. Perry had 2 pillows and he was on the dining. His necks were dangling. I felt so bad. And Saga, I knew it would feel that way because if I were in his shoes, I would have felt that way considering the effects I gave before I left. Yeah.
Now, you see, now speaking of Saga, right? And we kind of have to talk about him because a huge part of your story in the house, actually both of you, a huge part of you guys' story revolved around each other, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned you had a boyfriend and he still did what he was doing despite knowing that fact. So how did that inform your judgment as to how to treat him or how to behave around him?
Okay.
You feel like you could have...
Honestly, Saga never came up to me and said, "Nini, I like you, I want to date you," or anything. The only time Saga ever mentioned he liked him was really early in the show, and I thought it was Cruz because it was like 3 of them on the dining. "Nini, I like you." This other one, "Nini, I like you too." The other one, "Nini, I like you." So it was Cruz. He never once. I was the first person to, when we got into the house to talk to the guys, I'm like, they asked, "Oh, Nini, are you single?" I said, "No, I'm in a relationship." And Saga never for once asked me. So he didn't need to shape anything. We just had this great connection and we would talk and it was a great friendship. So I didn't even need to like clarify anything with him because he knew it and we understood each other.
But his actions, the way he was moving, they spoke louder than, you know, the words he didn't say. Or he could have said.
I don't know what actions because he was my friend and he was nice to me, and likewise that I say nobody saw the nice things I did for Saga. Everybody saw all the nice things Saga did for Nini. It was a give and take. He gave me, I gave him. We were both nice to each other. It wasn't like he was just putting in and I was like, "Leave me alone, leave me alone." I was receiving and giving too, and it was a great friendship. And he had my back. I definitely had his back.
That's cool, that's cool. So now you're outside the house. Does that friendship look to continue? How do you think your boyfriend would receive the relationship you have with Saga?
Honestly, he knows me too well. He knows how I roll and he knows what I can do and not do. And I think it doesn't affect anything. Saga and I, we used to always sit outside the house, keep the same energy, oh, we're good and we're gonna be friends. And we're still friends actually.
Okay, so now you're done with the house. Tell us about like, what do you plan on doing moving forward?
Okay, so moving forward, the reason I auditioned for the show before was because I was about to open a store, I was about to launch my own brand, and it was really hard. I knew it'd be hard to publicize, and the auditions were going on. I'm like, I'm just gonna try. First time and I tried, and I was surprised they picked me. So I had to put that on pending. So moving forward, I'm gonna do my physical store launch, online store, and hopefully if things goes well, get a physical store in Lagos too. And I'm gonna go into modeling. I've done a couple of modeling before, and I'm very business oriented, so many businesses. And we'll see, I'm gonna launch and help products and a lot, but like everything good life gives me, I'm gonna take.
So basically, like, it sounds like Nini is really, really busy. Like, how you plan on finding time to knock out all these things while still getting used to the fame? Or is it going to be something released over a period of time, or is it something you're trying to launch like ASAP?
Oh, my fashion brand, that would be ASAP, but obviously I have to plan the way, because obviously I can't do everything at the same time, so I'm going to plan and the way it works best, plan with my team and see which comes first, but my fashion brand will come first and then other things can follow. Because I'm still trying to get used to people even calling my name, wanting to take pictures. I think I'm even fancying them more than they're fancying. When you say, "Nini, hi."
So you're getting used to the newfound fame.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So what would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned from your time in the Big Brother house?
Okay,
About
my
yourself.
biggest... About myself
and in general, like
okay,
your
in
biggest
general,
takeaways from it.
my biggest takeaway from Big Brother House is that I learned how to be patient. Patience was what I learned the most. And another thing is that what I learned from this whole experience is that people are going to have perspective different. So I could say, you look good, and somebody would say, the way she said you look good, I think she didn't mean it. And people will have different perspective, and you can change people's perspective. And so far you are your conscience, and you know you have clear conscience, you're good with your conscience, live life, because you can never change people's perspective. People would see what they want to see, perceive things the way they want to, and people are okay. It's okay for people to have opinions. I have my opinions about so many things, and it's fine for other people to have opinions too.
Yeah, so tolerating other people's opinions, right? And in the face of disagreements, how do you because we saw how Nini can really explode. Is that how you get sometimes, or does it take a while to get you to that place?
It takes a while to get me to that place, definitely.
So what about conflict resolutions? Like when people get you to that place, how do you
I tend to do better, because one of the things I regretted in the house is saying mean stuff to Cross. I didn't even mean. And coming out, I got asked a question. They was like, do you think the insults were personal? I'm like, wait, what? I thought Cross was the smartest dude in the house, and we had so many businesses planned. So when he called me stupid, the F stupid, I wanted to say hurtful things to him. I say, oh, you look buff. Cross is a fine man. I just wanted to say hurtful things to him too. So when I came out, people were like, what are you guys talking about? What am I missing here? So it was that, and obviously Cross and I, we kissed and made up, and we're good. He's my Abuja baby. I never nominated Cross. And so yes, I want to learn to do better. But I feel bad I said some things to him. But Cross and I were great. I thought that when I was in the white room, Cross, and when I came downstairs, I said Cross made the best and smartest decision. Every time they said something, his opinion was the smartest one. And I told him, when they would say, I think she's a fake, I mean, please, I don't think you know what you're saying. And when I came downstairs, his reaction was the most epic. He was so excited. He was like, Nini, Nini, Nini. Because I used to always tease him, Cross, Cross, Cross. And well, good, I love Cross, honestly.
That's good, that's good. Now, speaking about nominations.
Yeah.
We normally expect the top 5. Now it became a top 6.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this whole twist that untwisted itself?
Honestly, when I read the rule book, I never saw any clause that stated there must be a top 5 in the finale, and Big Brother is entitled to change the rules, so I'm okay. I have no opinion about that because it's not in my place. It wasn't in my contract that there must be top 5.
Fair enough. Now, who would you say top 3 if you had to predict who are your top 3? Count me down from 3 to 1.
Okay, so 3, my baby parrot that slept in front of the diary room for me, the General Parrot, and
baby.
Oh, General Perry. Perry is my guy. And Perry, you know, on Sunday before I came, he said, Nini, you know I loved you. I proved that when I slept in front of the diary room for you. I said, Perry, I love you too, even though we fight every time. And can I just put White Money and Licorice at the... Because I love both of them. White Money is my daddy. And I will be excited if he wins. I can collect some percentage to take care of myself as his daughter. Then Licorice on the other hand, she's my adult sister. So if she wins, it comes home. So regardless, I'll be okay. So I don't know how to put that in numbers. And there's Angel too. So yeah. So maybe I'd say Angel, Perry, Licorice, and Cross. So Angel first, then Perry second, Licorice, and White Money number 1.
Okay, so that's how you stack up your top 3 or top 4, as you put it. Cool. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm sure you're tired. You know,
I
we'll be definitely
am.
looking out for all the moves you have to make. And for those who want to check you out, we're putting your social media handles on the screen right now. And I mean,
Thank
guys, you know
you.
the drill. Drop your comments in the section below. Show some love to Nini
Thank
right
you.
here. Follow us across all social media platforms. And till the next interview, I go by name Chew Chew.
Thank you.
And
My
thank you so
pleasure.
much. Bye.
Bye.